Sometimes the people who look the weakest are the ones life secretly prepares for the biggest moments. And today's story is about a camel who everyone ignored until one dangerous journey changed everything. In a quiet desert village lived a young camel named Ethan. He was not strong like the others. The older camels carried massive loads across dangerous trade routes. But Ethan struggled, carrying even small supplies. Whenever the caravans prepared for journeys, Ethan was always left behind. "Leave him here," people would say. "He slows everyone down." At first, Ethan pretended those words didn't hurt him, but deep inside, they did. Every night, while the other camels rested proudly after long journeys, Ethan stayed awake, wondering why he was different. Why was everyone else naturally strong, while he always felt weak? Still, every morning he trained alone in the desert. He walked across burning sand for hours. He practiced carrying weight until his legs shook. But no matter how hard he tried, nothing seemed enough. One afternoon, after collapsing again during training, Ethan wandered far into the desert and stopped near an abandoned well. There he met an old camel named Rahim. Rahim was known across the desert for surviving journeys that many others could not. He looked at Ethan carefully and asked, "Why do you push yourself so hard?" Ethan stared at the sand quietly. "Because I'm tired of being useless." Rahim remained silent for a moment. Then he asked, "Do you know what destroys most camels in the desert?" Ethan shook his head. "It's not weakness," Rahim replied softly. "It's panic." Ethan looked confused. "The desert becomes dangerous when fear enters the mind," Rahim continued. "The camels who survive are not always the strongest. They're the ones who stay calm when everything goes wrong." Those words stayed inside Ethan's heart. A few weeks later, a massive caravan arrived at the village. The traders were preparing for one of the longest desert crossings of the year. As usual, the strongest camels were chosen first. Ethan watched silently from the side. Then suddenly, one trader noticed him. "That camel looks calm," the man said. Several others laughed. "He's weak," someone replied. But the trader shrugged. Sometimes calm is more valuable than strength. Ethan could hardly believe it. For the first time, he was chosen for a real caravan. The journey began smoothly. During the day, the desert glowed under the hot sun. At night, the caravan rested beneath endless stars. For the first time in his life, Ethan felt proud. But on the fourth day, disaster struck. As the caravan crossed a narrow desert valley, loud cracking sounds echoed through the rocks. A sudden sand collapse blocked the path behind them. Traders panicked. Then things became worse. One frightened camel broke into a run, causing several others to panic too. Within seconds, chaos spread through the caravan. Supplies fell into the sand. People shouted in fear. Camels began pulling in different directions. But while everyone panicked, Ethan stayed still. He remembered Rahim's words. "Stay calm when everything goes wrong." Instead of running, Ethan slowly walked toward a safer path between the rocks. One of the traders noticed him. "Follow that camel," he shouted. The others quickly followed behind Ethan. Step by step, Ethan guided the caravan safely out of danger. Hours later, everyone finally stopped to rest. The traders looked shocked. The camel everyone thought was weak had become the only calm one during disaster. That night, for the first time, people spoke about Ethan with respect. But the hardest moment was still waiting. A few days later, the caravan's food supplies started running low. The traders became worried. The camels were exhausted. The desert heat grew worse every day. One evening, a violent dust storm suddenly appeared in the distance. Fear immediately spread through the group again. Some camels refused to move forward. Others became aggressive from exhaustion. But Ethan quietly stood up and began walking toward the storm. The traders stared at him in disbelief. "He's walking into it," one man whispered. But Ethan had learned something important. Sometimes survival is not about escaping fear. Sometimes survival is about moving through it calmly. The caravan slowly followed him. Inside the storm, visibility disappeared completely. The wind screamed across the desert like waves crashing against stone. Still, Ethan continued walking, slow, steady, calm. Eventually, he discovered a narrow canyon hidden between giant rocks. Shelter. the entire caravan rushed inside. Moments before the storm became deadly. That night, the traders sat silently around the fire. One man finally looked at Ethan and said, "We thought strength meant carrying the most weight." Another trader shook his head slowly. "But real strength is staying calm when everyone else loses control." Ethan quietly looked toward the desert sky. For the first time in his life, he no longer felt weak. And maybe that is today's lesson. Real strength is not always loud. Sometimes the strongest person is simply the one who stays calm and keeps moving forward.